Hello dear students, welcome back again. Ruling the country on a lesson from history, standard 8. Today we are dealing with the last concluding section of the lesson, that is the Blue Rebellion. Means in the previous videos we saw that how production of indigo was increased in India, and after that how Britishers compelled to the farmers to cultivate indigo. Let us see today. In March 1859, thousands of farmers in Bengal refused to grow indigo. Now see, in March 1859, you remember dates, March 1859, people or the Reds refused to cultivate or to grow indigo. As the rebellion spread, Reds refused to pay rent to the planters. Second thing, see, they refused to grow indigo. Second thing, to pay rents, okay, and two planters had attacked indigo factories armed with swords and spears, and they attacked on indigo factory, okay, who attacked Reds with swords and spears, bow and arrows. Women turned up to fight with pots, pans and kitchen implements. See, all men and women, all they were indulged on attack of indigo factories. They attacked with the swords, they attacked with spears. Women use pots, pans and kitchen implements to attack on the factory. Those who worked for the planters were socially boycotted. See, those who were working for the planters, Reds boycotted them, and Gomastas, agent of planters, see, who were the agents? Gomastas, agent of planters, who came to collect rent, were beaten. Those who come to collect rent, they beaten by the Reds. Reds swore they would no longer take advance to sow indigo, nor be believed by the planters, Lathials, the lathi welding, strong men maintained by the planters. Now see, as the people say, Reds refused to go indigo to pay rent. After that, they attacked on the factory, and finally, they decided not to take any advance from the planters for the cultivation of indigo. Now, the question is, why did the indigo peasants decided that they would no longer remain silent? What was the reason? Something must be there. What gave them the power to rebel? Clearly, the indigo system was intensely oppressive. See, indigo system was oppressive. See, indigo system was oppressive. That was the reason they denied to grow indigo, they denied to pay rents, they attacked on the indigo factory. They were not satisfied. Who were not satisfied? Reds. In 1859, the indigo Red felt that they had the support of the local zamindar and village headmen in their rebellion against the planters. Now see, why the Reds felt that they have support of zamindar and village head, there were specific reasons. In many villages, headmen who had been forced to sign indigo contract mobilized and indigo peasants and fought pitched battles with the Lathials. Lathials means what? These were the men who used to protect to the planters. Okay. In other places, even zamindars went around villages urging the Red to resist the planters. These zamindars were unhappy with the increasing power of the planters and angry at being forced by planters to give them the land on long lease. And what was the reason? That zamindars were also not happy because the planters forced them to lease them land for the long term, which was not possible for the zamindars. That's why zamindars and village headmen directly support to the riots. So they became more powerful. The Indigo peasants also imagined that the British government would support them, okay, in their struggle against the planters after the revolt of 1857. See, this is 1859. 2 years before it was 1857. In that year, a wide revolt took place against the Britishers, and British government was not willing to have any another revolt against their administration. So the Indigo peasants thought that British government should support them. After the revolt of 1857, the British government was particularly worried about the possibility of another popular rebellion when the news spread of simmering revolt in the Indigo district. And after the news of revolt of these reds spread in the Indigo district, British government thought that it might be another revolt against their government. So they were somewhat worried. The lieutenant government toured the region in the winter 1859. The Royals saw the tour as a sign of government sympathy for their plight, and this riot failed. The tour of lieutenant governor who visited in 1859, they thought that the government is supporting to their revolt. The Reds saw the tour a sign of government sympathy for their plight. When the Barsat, the magistrate Ashley Eden issued a notice stating that Rohit would not be compelled to accept Indigo contract. Finally, the British government, they issued official notice that Rohit cannot be compelled to cultivate indigo, and because of this, Rohit thought that Britishers are supporting Rohit against the planters. Word went around that Queen Victoria had declared that indigo need not to be sown. Ellen was trying to placate the peasants and control the explosive situation, but his action was read as a support for rebellion. Means Britishers were also having plans. They support Rare to not have any another revolt. But what conception was carried out by the Royal that British government is supporting to them against the planters. This was their misconception. As the rebellion spread, intellectuals from Calcutta rushed to the Indigo district. They wrote the misery of the Royal, the tyranny of the planters, and the horror of Indigo system. Means, as the rebellion spread, intellectuals from Calcutta rushed to Indigo districts. Means some intellectual people from this administration, they rushed to these districts where they examined the situation of the rare, the cultivators of indigo, and how miserable life they were dealing. Now you take down these points and we will continue. Now see, worried by the rebellion, the government brought the military to protect the planters from assault. See, brought the military to protect planters, okay, from the assault, and set up the Indigo Commission to inquire into the system of indigo production. They set up the Indigo Commission. They set up Indigo Commission to inquire into the system of indigo production. The commission held the planters guilty, and this commission held planters guilty. Okay. Next, and criticize them for the coercive methods they used to indigo cultivators. It declared that indigo production was not profitable for Royal. Indigo production was not profitable for royals. Okay, the commission has decided. Okay, means what? Commission examined planters were guilty. Second thing, that indigo production for royal, it was not beneficiary. Okay. The commission asked the right to fulfill their existing contracts, but also told them that they could refuse to produce indigo in future. Means commission has suggested that whatever the contract done by Royal with the planters, they complete that, and after that they need not to extend it or they need not to accept any more contract. After the revolt, indigo production collapsed in Bengal. See. After this revolt in 1859, indigo production collapsed dramatically in the West Bengal, and the planters now shifted their operation to Bihar with the discovery of synthetic dyes. In late the 19th century, their business was severely affected, but yet they managed to expand production. When Mahatma Gandhi returned from South Africa, a peasant from Bihar persuaded him to visit Champaran and see the plight of indigo cultivator there. Mahatma Gandhi visits in 1917. See, in 1917, Gandhiji visited, okay, to the indigo cultivators in Bihar. Mark the beginning of a Champaran movement against the indigo planters. So you take down, we will continue. So what we come to know in the starting, these planters, see, planters, they focused on West Bengal. Okay, they focus on West Bengal, and when the Royal from Bengal, they revolt against the planters, and British government also gives support to the Royal. They set up a commission, that is Indigo Commission, and this Indigo Commission consider planters guilty in the way they forced to the rails. Second thing, they come to know that indigo production is not profitable for the rails. Okay, these two things were important. The third thing, they said that rail needed to continue with the present contract, but they need not to extend any their contract. After that, when the production of indigo collapsed in Bengal, the planters shifted their lands to Bihar. Means they shifted their focus on Bihar, and here also peasants or the cultivators, they face number of problems. And when Mahatma Gandhi returned from South Africa in 1917, farmers urged them to come and see the situation of indigo peasants. And Gandhiji, when visited to Champaran, when he see the plight of indigo peasants, after that they started Champaran movement. So this was about this ruling the countryside. The lesson over here, and I hope every one of you have got understood the points properly. To understood it better, one suggestion is there: you read the entire lesson line by line, and after that main points and sub points, you divide the lesson in main points and sub points. Likewise, you can study and you can take help of our videos. Thank you very much.